typically behind the camera. Today I'm in front of it. I haven't done this in a minute, but I really want to share my 2021 experience with you guys. It's my intention that you get something out of this video that you can carry into 2022. You know, I feel like on social media, the majority of people aren't vulnerable. I feel like there is true power in telling your whole story. I ain't saying put all your business out there, but it's good to tell the complete picture, and that's what I want to do today. This is not a video of me telling you who you need to cut off. You know, it's not a video of me telling you what New Year's resolutions you need to implement. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to go into 2022 with just a fresh perspective. You know, I feel like on social media, you see too many highlights. You know, it's easy to adopt the idea that people don't have problems, and they do. You know, and that's what I want to do with this video. I want to share like some of the highs of my year and some of the lows. You know, some of the things I was faced with. You know, this year was undoubtedly the best year I've had in my life. You know, also it was definitely one of the most challenging too. Essentially, you don't have to have everything together to be happy. You know, you can be happy in your process of being. You know, that's one big thing I learned this year. So before I hop into the stories, you know, I want to share that the most powerful thing we have is our story. And it may not be like you see on the movies, but it's yours. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when we give ourselves permission to be vulnerable and share the whole picture, like I can't sit up here and be like, yo, I made racks this year and I did this and that. I traveled, I did all these different things, and it's like, man, I'll be wrong to not share some of the things that I struggle with, because the struggles is what people need help with. I don't think people really learn from how good things are. I just think that's a result of you overcoming the things that challenge you, you know? So by us sharing our struggles over the course of the year, right? It's a video or a caption, a picture, whatever it is, you don't know who you may be helping. You know what I'm saying? So somebody may not have had the best year, but you sharing some of the things you overcome, that might be the information or the wisdom they need to, you know, overcome what they may still be facing now, you know? So we can start it from the top. You know, the beginning of the year, it started off pretty good, you know? I survived another year of marriage. Let me correct myself. I celebrated and enjoyed another year of marriage with my wife. And I am a proud father of a 2-year-old. My daughter turned 2 back in April. She'll be 3 in a few months. It's amazing seeing her development. If you have kids, like seeing them come out the womb and they really don't know what's going on, and now she's literally telling me, "Daddy, I'm hungry. Daddy, knee hurt." Like all this stuff is so profound. And the most interesting thing about her at this age now is that I got us a dog, Rainer. Rainer, he's now 5 months old, 5-month-old Rottweiler puppy. He was actually the biggest one in his litter. So he's currently 5 months and 60 pounds. So he's going to be about 130 pounds when he gets full size. So that's been a highlight of my year as well. Business was real good. Definitely had its challenges, but you know, I was able to upgrade literally every piece of my equipment this year, and I was blessed to be able to buy it outright. I didn't use a credit card, no PPP, no scamming, none of that. You know, God, He blessed me with enough clients to be able to invest into my business, like to another level, I say. But outside of that, you know, this year was very challenging. I experienced darkness to another death this year. Primarily in this last quarter that we're coming out of. one of my real close friend of mine, his name was Tom. He was with me every step of the way when me and my wife got married, when I was just starting my business, when I was in between my business and my job. I was struggling, trying to get it off the ground. He met with me every week. We would have lunch and sit down, and we'd just talk about God and talk about what's going on in the business. He was just a voice of encouragement. This man had a heart of gold, and he passed last month, and that was crushing to me. It was unexpected. I had some health challenges over the course of this year. So, one thing I've been dealing with, and I feel like once you talk about it, people may be in this space now. Maybe they've experienced it before, but one thing I feel like that's been really, I've been challenged by this year due to the circumstances I faced in this last quarter is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is, if I was to describe it, is when you fall out of alignment with who you are. You fall out of alignment with your worth and what you're here to do. And I just correlate that with your purpose. So I'm like, if you know who you are, no matter what comes your way, you can always stand on that. Because when you forget, you believe anything. A philosophy I have, just kind of going back to the social media thing. When you see people on social media, I feel like there's nothing more people want on this world, more than money, more than anything, than validation. In other words, people want to be accepted and loved, right? So people will feel the need to run their bag up, get this super nice car, wear these super nice clothes to be accepted and loved. That's simple, right? For me, it's as we consume, I don't even think it's normal to consume the amount of content that's being shoved down our throats these days. I'm not sure if there's any studies out there, but I'm sure that it's not healthy. So it's easy to become confused with who you are, confused with what God created you to do and why He put you on this earth. You know what I'm saying? For me, when I think about like MLK or like Barack Obama or Malcolm X, I don't know how expensive their suits were. I don't know what kind of cars they drive. I'm pretty sure you don't either. But we know what they stood for and what they did, right? They shared what they believe, And when I think about the social media stuff, man, when we're online and we're consuming this content and we're seeing a fabricated portrayal of how people are living, it can confuse you and it'll make you believe something that is not in alignment with your identity, right? And when this stuff is constantly pushed in our faces, we can begin to believe that, I'm not worthy because I don't have the Lamborghini yet. I'm not worthy because I don't have the Grammy yet. I haven't got the record deal yet. I ain't got the money to buy this piece of equipment yet. Whatever it is, we can begin to just really sabotage ourselves. I'm not online thinking that I gotta be depressed because I don't have a G-Wagon or a Lamborghini, or I'm not living in a multi-million-dollar house, or all these other things, right? We are allowed to be happy and enjoy every single aspect of our journey. We are. And I feel that it's important to get back in alignment with that by following. I'm not saying, put your phones down, don't just delete IG and Facebook and TikTok and all this stuff, but you want to follow people for who they are, not what they got. So, I play a lot of different roles. You know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a brother. I run a business, and when I see certain things on social media, I need to be around people and content that feeds every part of my makeup. You know what I'm saying? Money is very important. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, yo, be broke your whole life. That's not the vision that God gave me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that the vision God gives anybody. Now that may be where you start, but that shouldn't be where you finish. But also, that shouldn't be the whole makeup of your entire journey either. You know, I want to learn how to be a better husband. I want to learn how to be a better father, how to be more present, all these different things, right? But it's going to be incredibly hard for me to excel in those roles if I'm only focused on making money, right? I feel like all of those things are very important. Will they get an equal amount of attention? Probably not. Being real, I feel like balance is not every part of your life gets an equal amount of attention. I feel like that varies, right? But they all should be important. They all should be. I feel like, I know for me, I literally, anybody will tell you, I literally, all those areas, and specifically being a husband and a business owner, I touch on those two. I keep men around me who are married, who've been married way longer than me. I got friends who've been in business longer than me, you know, who I can lean on and learn from, and I can sharpen myself, and I bring something to the table for them as well. So, you know what I'm saying, I also want to be influenced by, you know, people who intentionally want to sharpen themselves in them roles as well, you know. So all in all I'm saying is, going into the new year, you want to be mindful of not attaching things to yourself that's not a part of your identity, that you believe you need to get through this season, right? You will find yourself under so much pressure. You will find yourself having so much guilt and shame that you will end the year and you didn't accomplish as much as God intended you to. I can say this year has definitely been challenging for me. I've learned a lot of lessons. I can say though that I'm ending this year. I have a better relationship with God. Feel like my faith is at a different level than I started this year at. And going into the new year, there are some things that I'm tweaking and changing around to have an even better year next year. But I don't want to be where I was, confused, not wanting to post, not wanting to just be present, you know. I want what God wants for me. You know, I feel like God's plan is always bigger than my own, similar to this camera, you know. I literally, kid you not, last year, a good friend of mine, Justin, he told me, make a list of everything you want. Just go to Amazon or whatever site you buy gear on, just make a whole list of like your dream gear, everything you want to get. And I did that. And when I tell you I'm ending this year with not only everything, I literally got everything on that list, but I got even more. So I'm like, more so than putting an emphasis on like what you need to do, I feel like we need to be conscious of what we believe. And that's gonna come from what are we influenced by. So please, going into this new year, do an audit, even in your circle. I tell people all the time, people who love you will check you. People who don't will not. If you off your game and can't nobody approach you and give you a little pep talk or tell you what you doing or whatnot, you may be dropping the ball. They telling you this out of love, you know. They're not telling you this to hate on you or nothing like that, and you ready to cut people off because they're being real with you. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that will allow you to sabotage yourself and say nothing about it. Is that a friend? You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't want people around me like that. If I'm having a hard time, and I want to thank all of my friends that have had these conversations with me this year, because I was in a rough spot. You know, I be on the phone with friends and they tell me, man, I can see it on you. Like, you know, what's going on? You know, like, what are you doing? And this, that, and the third, you know? And me being honest with people, like, somebody asks you how you feeling, don't just be like everything is good all the time. You know? It's okay you don't got to feel like you dumping on people or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be honest. Because at the end of the day, I feel like friends and family, they will be there for you in difficult seasons. We all have them. Some seasons, everything popping, money coming in. You know what I'm saying? You getting all the stuff you ever wanted, dreams coming true and all that stuff. And sometimes it's not. And in those seasons, I don't think you shouldn't feel pressure to keep all the stuff bottled in because you feel like somebody gonna cut you off or they don't want to hear that or this, that, and the third, you know. But if you're in that season, allow people to speak to your heart, man. You know, allow people to, you know, talk to you, help you get back acclimated in the vision that God gave you. I'm super duper blessed to end this year where I am, and I've had several people around me speaking to the vision that God has given me for 2022. God has definitely had a strategy and a plan on my life, and as long as I you know, listen to His instruction, keep people around me that you know is in alignment with the same things, then I'm gonna reap what I sow.